hell is a V90 Cross Country?
Think of it like this. In cartoons, the hierarchy goes mouse, cat, dog. In mid-sized Volvos, it goes sedan, wagon, quasi-SUV based on a wagon featuring all-wheel drive, a raised ride height, and some body cladding.
In essence, the V90 Cross Country is the Poochie of Volvos.
As you'd expect, the Cross Country has a lot in common with its S and V90 siblings, including its structure, intensely Scandinavian aesthetics, intuitive Sensus infotainment system, and engines, or rather engine. Unlike its sedan and wagon counterparts, for now the Cross Country only comes as a T6 variant. That means 316 horsepower from a supercharged and turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder. In collaboration with a generally transparent 8-speed automatic transmission, the CC returns decent fuel economy.
Despite the dual-charged setup, power delivery is not seamless like you'd find in a naturally aspirated engine, and if you floor it, as the revs rise, you'll hear that raspy tone that reminds you you're driving a 4-cylinder. But in normal driving, there's plenty of power, and eventually the quirks of the engine meld with the broader character of the car.
Compared to the V90 wagon, the slightly heavier V90 Cross Country's 6.3-second 0 to 60 run is a few tenths slower. But I'm guessing your butt dyno isn't so well tuned you'll notice. Not that I know anything about how your butt dyno is tuned.
While you might think its tall ride height and rugged pretense would detract from ride and handling, the Cross Country basically drives like an S90, which is a good thing. A compliant suspension makes this a solid choice for lengthy journeys, while the steering is just lively enough to keep things interesting. That's kind of interesting. I will say that if you drive back and forth like a boat captain, there's a little bit more body lean than you'd find in the, let's say, lower S90 and V90. Yeah. I bet that looks awesome from the outside.
There are plenty of wrong ways to butch up a car, but Volvo threaded the needle, smoothly blending adventurous attitude into their premium wagon, as if the concept of glamping somehow became an actual car.
To my mind, the Cross Country is a successful effort for two reasons. One, the aesthetic changes actually improve the look. It's muscular without looking outlandish, especially in the luxury package, which has the color-matched trim. It's very nice. And two, the Cross Country as set up is the kind of vehicle you might actually take across the country. I mean, like the country parts, not just the country. Rugged. To that end, the Cross Country only comes with all-wheel drive, which is good because adding body cladding without also adding capability is a mortal automotive sin. I'm looking at you, Chevy Spark Active.
Where capability is concerned, the Cross Country has 8.3 inches of ground clearance versus the 6 inches offered in the S90 sedan and V90 wagon. Fun fact, the Cross Country has more ground clearance than a Ford Explorer.
With that extra height, Volvo says you can drive this thing through 11.8 inches of water. So bring your ruler before you hit those water crossings.
Of course, virtually no one is going to take their $60,000 Volvo into the bush, but trips to the ski lodge or trailhead should be no problem. Or, if your ideal adventure involves towing, the V90 Cross Country can tow up to 3,500 pounds, which ain't half bad for a wagon-type vehicle. Except for the fact that the less rugged, non-Cross Country V90 wagon actually tops that figure by 200 pounds. Interesting, huh?
Also interesting, the tow hitch. When you want to tow something, press this button and the tow hitch gracefully flops down. Click it into place and you're ready to go. And when you're done towing, press it again, lock it up, and the tail goes back to being pleasantly uncluttered. Whoops, let me,
For hauling people, both front and rear quarters offer comfortable seating surrounded by a pleasing and tastefully designed cabin, though whoever's in the middle seat will have to contend with a chunky center tunnel. Where gear is concerned, you've got a seats-down maximum of 53.9 cubic feet to work with, handily surpassing the S90 sedan, but trailing the XC90 SUV, which brings us to the biggest conundrum facing the V90 Cross Country. It starts at $56,295, including destination charges, dynamic LED headlights, a suite of active safety aids, and this gloriously expansive glass roof. Add luxury and convenience packages with their 360 camera system, Napa leather, and countless other delights, and you'll spend around $70,000 for an awfully fancy cross country. Did you know that for only $2,000 more than a base cross country, you could buy an actual SUV in the form of a well-equipped Volvo XC90 Inscription trim, sporting the exact same T6 powertrain and all-wheel drive system? Yes, it'll be a little bit slower and less efficient, but you'll also enjoy seating for 7, roughly 50% more cargo space, and a 5,000-pound tow capacity. Objectively speaking, the XC90 delivers a lot more Volvo for just a little more money than the V90 Cross Country.
But maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe you want the esoteric choice. I mean, you're already shopping for a Volvo. Perhaps a rugged, comparatively uncommon wagon is your automotive soulmate. If that's the case, I can't say it's the best value among mid-sized Volvos, but the V90 Cross Country is certainly a delight.